ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is my quick review for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 5, Episode 10. They're in London. They are in London. And when I tell you, I'm so irked at Brooke Valentine. Brooke Valentine, she took the whole thing of let me go and be messy to the next level. The episode starts off with actually Brooke and Donatella and Bridget. They're meeting up with the other ladies who are going to be a part of the show, but a part of the London trip. Before the other ladies come, they need to decide. Brooke's like, I need to give you some information. I need to give you some tea. I'm thinking, do you? Do you? And then she proceeds to talk about the situation with Moniece having this breakdown, or as she calls it, this fake breakdown, because she doesn't believe it. She thinks that because things weren't going well, it's not that she sounded bad, she just didn't sound ready. And so when Moniece went to go record her part, we couldn't find her. Next thing we know, she's on the ground and the cops had to be called. And we're just thinking that she's doing that because she knew she wasn't going to do what she needed to do up in that booth. I'm thinking, so it's the song that you did with Rockstar. Is that going to come out? I'm just so irked with her because we know Moniece has mental issues. She's been very upfront with that, and she takes medication for it. So then, who comes next? Because production said, let's go and, we've been doing a really good job of giving them real quality showing and viewing content. Let's have Moniece come in. As soon as they stop talking, Moniece comes in, and it was just that look of, hey. I'm thinking, wow. Next up, Moniece says what happened. You know what? Because Brooke said, I shared with them what happened in the studio. And she said, yes. The other part that you didn't know was my medication. The week before, I had it switched out. They gave me something too strong. I was feeling kind of weird. And so once I went in the studio, and yeah, I did have like an anxiety attack, but it was brought on mainly because the medication was too strong. And so I said, I believe her. And the fact that Brooke had that look of, as if, say what you need to say, boo, I understand. I'm thinking, no, you don't understand. This isn't the same thing. I understand that this is a reality show, and a lot of people put 20 on 10 and want to get fake sympathy, and that's why Brooke feels like whenever she sees someone else doing something, she's not sure if it's real or genuine or not. How about this? It's not your choice, it's not your decision to decide if something's genuine or not. So now we're talking about the other people who are going to be coming along, and Moniece doesn't like the fact that Paris, LaBrit, and so then we see everyone else get there. We see that Paris is going to be there. LaBritney's there. Tiara was invited, so she's going to be coming as well. Nikki Baby is going to be coming as well. So it really is a girls' trip. Donatella isn't going because Donatella said, now you have to catch the subtleties. Donatella said that she has artists to manage. She has business to conduct. She has work to do. And I said, Bridget's going there because she has a fan base in the UK. And so the UK still shows a lot of support to R&B acts. So that makes sense. I can believe that. LaBrit says that she has a remix to a song that she did with Cash Doll coming out with a local UK artist. And I said, oh, okay, cool. Now, because remember, I was telling LaBrit, why would you go and bounce and leave one situation with the so-and-so, but she has work to do. So I said, okay, you're about your business. I respect that. We're going to get into the whole LaBrit versus Moniece a little bit later. Now, let's focus on, we're actually going to combine Apple Watts and Shun Love's storylines. Shun Love set up an appointment with her attorney, because she wants Apple Watts to sign the paperwork so that they can officially work together. I said, cool, great, perfect. You know who doesn't show up? Apple Watts. So now Shun Love has to go and find out, okay, which clubs does Apple Watts strip for? strip in, or at least where she's going to be tonight. She goes there, the club was empty. I'm thinking the club is empty because the camera crew had to let people know in advance that cameras are going to be there. So the people who were there were people who wanted to be seen. That's what happened. That's why the club was empty. And I'm sure Love and Hip Hop pays them a service fee and all of that. You have to understand how production works to really to get why certain things occur on these shows that you think, wait, that doesn't make sense. Well, this is why it doesn't make sense. Now, Shun's pissed because her money was wasted. She had to pay her attorney time. That's how these things work, people. And at first, Apple Wallet was saying, look, I had to go and I had this prior commitment, and this prior commitment was paying me. You know, just going to your meeting at the same time wasn't going to pay me. And I'm thinking, if you get a sign-on bonus, you would have been paid. And she doesn't understand that type of business. So I get it. I get it and I understand it. I like Apple Watch, so I'm going to show her further consideration because this is someone who doesn't know these things. But Shun took out the money and said, this is the money I am going to give you if you need something initially to get you by. I'm serious about making money with you. This isn't a joke here. And Apple Watch got upset because she says, you know what, I have kids. They're young. I need to provide for them. Shun said, trust me, I understand. I've been where you are. Then why can't you understand me? No. And then Apple Watch started to throw a little tantrum. I said, what we're not going to do, Apple Watch, is do that. Jumping up and down, you know, with your little... Are they allowed to be naked in the strip club? I'm trying to think. She wasn't, because she had a thong and basically like some pasties, and that was it. And so I'm thinking to myself, but you see how that butt moved? You see how the ass moved? That looked right. I don't care what anyone says. That looked right. I looked at it a couple of times. I said, oh, okay. Okay, that's not the point. That is not the point. The point is Apple Watch has some common sense. So she calmed down and she apologized. She said, I'm really not trying to argue with you or be disrespectful. I know I did waste your time. And she said, no, you didn't waste my time. Wasting my time is just really working together and then you dipping. I need a real commitment from you because I am committed to working with you and making money with you. And so then Apple Watch said, okay. Something great. That's all that happened between them. We didn't see Ray J and Princess because Ray J and Princess had their own special that I did not watch. But shout out to them. I had a headache, so that was not going to work. I was so irritated by this episode. I just couldn't deal with anything else. I took my butt to bed right afterwards. And obviously I had work today. We show up to London. And it was so funny because Bridget was saying, oh, we're going to walk around. Nikki Baby said, no, I have actual money. I ordered a car service. I don't play those type of games. But I guess because those people in London, at least in that area, is not used to seeing camera crews and all of that, they were surrounding them like, what the heck is going on? And it was the cameras. It was not them. Trust and believe. Yes, some people asked for pictures, but let's be very clear. It was not like what you think it is. That's what it looks like when people are genuinely surprised and genuinely have no idea what the heck is going on. And I don't know if the laws are different because we saw a lot of their faces, or unless they blurred out their eyes. I'm trying to remember what happened. But anywho, they get there and they have a lot planned. So first things first, they get to the house. And the house is, you know, it's cool. It's cool. It looks nice. It's 3 floors. And I said, okay, someone had an actual budget. We had an actual budget. Miss Mona Scott Young, thank you for going on a trip with an actual budget. Oh, praise God. Oh, it's their first trip and it's with an actual budget. Anyway, and in London. So you know that wasn't cheap. I'm proud. I am proud of Hollywood. It's come a long way. Anyway, they get to the house. Bridget says the first floor is going to be me. And who is it? Her and Brooke are sharing that floor. They're not sleeping in the same bed. You know, Bridget has the master suite. Brooke has the second biggest room. I said, okay. And then everyone else etc., etc. Washer and dryers in the attic. You know who else is in the attic? Moniece, Nikki Baby, and Tierra Marie. I think those are the 3 people in the attic, or maybe Paris. It's interchangeable, but I said, oh god, oh gosh, okay. On the car ride to the house, though, it was interesting because Tierra was still irritated and irked with Paris and Nikki Baby because of how they didn't support her with the legal stuff. And Moniece had to say, hey, we're not doing that. Paris is making jokes about it, and so that's why Tierra was upset. And so Moniece said, wait. Paris is just expressing herself through jokes. Let's not take this too seriously. And I'm glad that Moniece is there because she was really doing double time. Anyway, at the house, Bridget wanted to make something very clear. We're not coming here with some mess. I have business to attend to. I want this to be an actual trip. Let's not do too much. So if there's any issues, air it out right now. Because we're not doing that argument in this house. So if you want to get that out right now. 2 seconds later, it's LeBrit versus Moniece. And for what? LeBrit's talking about how, I've been hearing that you've been saying some stuff about me, and I'm trying to figure out what's the issue. Moniece is talking about how, well, my issue is I heard from, dang, what's the bisexual rapper's name? J Will. She heard from J Will that you were messing around with J Will, and Lyrica had said something about you going and sliding into A1's DMs. And LeBrit in the confessional said, it's business. I went and I don't know them. I was trying to introduce myself to them. I'm not in the same space as them. So yes, online, if I go and introduce myself in the DMs, that should not be an issue. Because you can see what I said, when I said it, how I said it. And so you don't know me. So to try and say that, my post is used and all this, her post is used and all of that. Come on now. Like, what are we really doing here? Because I don't know. What did she say about Moniece? Was it the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs thing? I'm not sure what she said to Moniece because she generally didn't have a real issue with Moniece. So we get from that to now we're at the bar. So it's a bar crawl. I think that's what it's called. A pub crawl? Something. Where essentially you go to a local pub, a local bar, place to drink, and one of the things you do is you chug. No one else was really interested in doing that. I don't think any of the group is really open to drinking beer like that, except for Bridget. Bridget did it, and she did fine. It was cool. Everyone was drinking. I'm thinking, why is Tierra there? That was my immediate thing. Why is Tierra there? I thought that was a little slip. And I understand that we're grown. We have the option to say yay or nay. But you know how some people are, where it's like, we're supposed to be here to support me. Obviously, you don't need to drink. I do agree that someone could have said, hey, TT,
remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and come back.
If you don't want to go because that environment's like, and you don't need to, it's fine, completely understand. So I felt weird about that. So when Tierra went and dipped out, and Moniece was the only one who went and checked up on her. Now again, maybe everyone else was a little too plastered to have that conversation go well, because I'm thinking Paris was asking these men if they're uncircumcised. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it's light and fun and funny, but and part of it, I was cringing a little bit. I was laughing and cringing at the same time. A very weird experience. So while she was doing that, finally one guy said, yeah, he is, and it was a black guy too. Paris was in love, and I said, okay, cool, great, whatever. But Paris was slurring a little bit. She was having a nice time, so I was enjoying that factor from her. Let's see. Anywho, but Moniece was talking to Tiara and saying, Tiara, it's okay. You're working on on yourself. So if you just want to go and take like a sip of wine, that's fine. I'm thinking that's enabling. No, that's not what she needs. I'm glad that Moniece was there to be there for her, but the thing should have been, because what Moniece ended up doing is how she should have started that and say, hey, if you want to leave, we can go, because I want to make sure you're good. Because Tiara let it be known that she did. It's not like she hasn't drank since rehab. It's just that she knows that she has an issue, and she's finally acknowledging that she has an issue, and it's a control issue when it comes to alcohol. And I'm proud that she even said that, because remember how hard it was for us to get that from her in the first place. So we're off and done with that, and we move on to Bridget's doing price and promotion. But one of the things that she booked for them is, let's go on the double-decker bus, and they're driving them around London, and of course it's really funny. Tiara said something silly and goofy about one of the British kings, and she thought it was a singer, and it was lighthearted. And they took them to a place where a lot of people were they hung, or were their heads chopped off? I forgot which one of the two. But it talks about a story how I think one of the king's heads got chopped off, and the wife, was parading it around town. And so then the guy who was kind of dressed up like a squire, if you're familiar with that time, or even like a court gesture, he had a fake skull. And they all ran. They were like, back away, Satan! But aside from that, they went to, well, actually, it was only the four of them. It was Nikki Baby, Paris and London. Nikki Baby, Paris, Monique, Tiara Marie, and I think Moniece again, if I'm not mistaken. They all had to sit down, and the sit down was just kind of, Paris wanted to go, and it was weird because Paris was joking around with Tiara about the sex tape stuff, and then, acknowledged that, look, I support you, I love you, obviously my way of support wasn't the most helpful with my jokes, but I don't mean any harm. But then we get this flip of, because Moniece doesn't really know Paris, but Moniece knows K. Michelle. So then K. Michelle, so then she talks about K. Michelle. Was like, so you choose friendship with you stealing some money from her? And, I thought it was like thousands of dollars. And she was like, no, she did that over $50. I said, wait, but did you just acknowledge that, yeah, you did steal? Or were you not even thinking about the terminology used? Because stealing is stealing. The amount doesn't matter. So now, yes, there is a difference between, she could have said, look, it wasn't right for how you handled it because business-wise. But here we go, Paris is getting very upset and hurt because she was like, her mother, family, her mother, her grandmother, like people at the church were talking about it, people at work were talking about it. She obviously couldn't get regular like entertainment employment if it wasn't for her knowing people like Keisha Cole, knowing some other big artists that knew her and were open to having her work with them even after that. Like, what could have happened to her? Because she was in New York. All the headlines are reading is that she stole from her best friend, and credit card fraud, all this stuff. And I said, yeah, you're right, I understand. So why can't you understand that Tiara Marie wouldn't be so gung-ho about you bringing out the sex tape stuff? I said, see how that works? See how it all comes full circle? All comes back around? When we jump from that to, now we're at the house. Because I'm trying to think, was there anything else that, because Bridget was doing her promotion, and dang, what is her album called? reality bites, reality bites. She kept saying it. She kept slipping it in. I said, that's right. Be on your business. This is what we expected from you when you first came on the show. What the heck? Anyway, we get to the house and, oh, no. Moniece, Tiara, and LaBrit has sit down because, again, Moniece doesn't really know LaBrit, so to say certain things is crazy. So that's when they had to sit down, LaBrit was just saying her side of it. Like, okay, yes, Jay will introduce me to the promoters, but I decided to come here instead because, I'm working, and I did a song with Cash Doll. We're doing this combination with this other UK act and making real big moves, and I'm like, we definitely respect that because that's great. And so Monique's just like, yeah, from one, artist, one person in the entertainment field to the other, I get it. Like, people going and saying that you slept with this person. I'm sorry, it's raining. Slept with this person, slept with that person, and it's really distracting. Makes you look like a hoe, even if you didn't do any of that. And I'm thinking, yes, Moniece, that is correct. So why'd you go and put it out there in the first place? Moniece then says, no. Again, this is what people told me. And so I said, I heard. I didn't say that you were. I said, I heard. You see these people in the semantics and all of this? It's tiring. It's so tiring. But they agree that they're going to start over because they don't have any real issues with each other. Whatever they've heard from other people, they're going to go and they're going to dead that. It's over. It's over. It is over. Great. Perfect. And I'm glad that Tara was there, the impartial person, just letting everyone talk freely, calm things down. LaBrit apologized how her initial delivery was like, ugh! Like, it doesn't need to be that way, and she's still learning that. So that'll be great for her. Now we have, at the house, presser there. There's this UK DJ called DJ Ace, and he's interviewing Bridget. It's going really well, and he's showing her a lot of love. Perfect. Next group of people that come in. It's these two guys that come in. She starts talking, and the interview is going okay enough. I got a very shady vibe from them from the start, so I wasn't surprised that it ended up the way that ended up. Here comes Steam Sealer Brooke herself, but this time around she wants a buddy, so she brings along LaBrit. And remember, this is supposed to be Brooke's time, so LaBrit and Brooke come out there because of Brooke saying, well, why would we need to go and help her out? And the guy was like, oh, hey! Oh my gosh, Brooke, girl fight! I haven't seen you since girl fight. I knew it was going downhill from there. As soon as he said that, I said, these are the type of messy interviewers. So then Brooke comes down. I'm just trying to breathe. So Brooke comes down there, sits, starts talking, and it became the Brooke Valentine show. And she's like, I'm going to be coming out of retirement soon. I said, retirement? I didn't know you retired. I just thought you stopped doing music, except for when you wanted to go and steal scenes. And then she goes and starts bigging up, not Brooke, but LaBritney. On Brooke's platform, on Bridget's platform. So Brooke, instead of bigging up Bridget, she does LaBritney instead and says, you know what, she's a new and upcoming artist. And so then it's like, introduce yourself. It's like, yes, hi, my name's LaBritney, and I'm actually doing a song with a remix with a song that was on my Cash Doll, and we're doing it with a local artist here. And they're like, oh yeah, that's great. Oh yeah, I've heard your stuff too. Yeah, you're cool. And so then Bridget's looking there like, because Bridget knows how this works. If she plays this wrong, she's gonna look like a hater. So that's the real reason why she didn't say much. So then Tara Marie was cooking for the house, and she was asking, where's the flour? And then the guy said, Tara Marie. I said, oh no. So he comes up and, like, I don't like to use the word drag or pull because that sounds really forceful, but he kind of guides her to the interviewing table, even though it's clear she didn't want to do all that, because she said, oh, I don't want to be a part of that. But again, it's press. That's the problem when you're dealing with press. You have to be very careful about how you handle press, especially if they have a big enough platform. So then he sits her down and was like, you know, at the top of the year, I saw that you were working on you were going to introduce us new music. I saw pictures on your Instagram regarding you're going to put out new music. And she said yes. But then the next thing I hear now is you're suing someone because they leaked a sex tape. And so even though it threw her off, the way how it was asked, she was open to talking about it, even though she did not want to talk about it. So then she started. And so that's when the other guy, he didn't ask the question, but the other guy made a comment of, I was just wondering, where can I see that? You know, I can see that? I'm thinking, what? So then that was it. Brooks just had it look go, LeBrit looked shocked. Bridget looked horrified. And that's when, interview over, everything was over. Because now, Tiara goes and leaves because that was rude. That was rude and messed up. I don't care what anyone says. That was a what the F, because she didn't even want to do that. Go and interview. And so then now Bridget has to go run after Tiara and say, look, I did not know that they were going to do that. Brooke was the one that went and even, imposed herself there. So then it just became a free-for-all. I am so sorry. And now Tiara's mad at Bridget when none of this would have happened if Brooke did. Oh, Brooke. See, Brooke's one of those girls, because she's pretty, she's definitely, I feel like she's one of those girls that got away with a lot because she's pretty, and in real life, she doesn't seem like the type that she wants to get into a fight, but she doesn't back down verbally. It's a weird combination, but Brooke, you're going to have a tough time at this reunion. I really wonder how that's going to work out for her. That's it. If there's anything else I missed, oh well. Please like, comment, subscribe, come back next week. Oh, I forgot. A1 talked to his brother about, what was going on with his friends not supporting him. And his brother was just like, look, do you even know that the baby's yours? Maybe a DNA test wouldn't be too bad. I'm thinking, Lloyd, that is not what your brother needs right now. Lyrica's talking to her mom, and her mom's like, of course I'm happy that you're pregnant. I just wish the situation was different. But she supports her daughter. She still loves her daughter. She was wearing that crop top for dear life. I'm thinking, what the heck is going on here? What is really going on here? Next week, we're going to see Mama Pam and Lyrica Sr. be put together in a household. And so they need to figure things out. Whoa! So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week.
Remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and come back.